All right, we're in the Star Spangled Banner tournament. We're in the weekend round in the rookie division. No Dunner today. We couldn't hook up. We tried to play yesterday, but I was busy, and we tried to play Friday night and get more accounts in. And today says Caesar Sunday, so it didn't work out this week. And next week he's on vacation, so he's playing golf next week. He's playing real golf in Niagara. Gonna have some fun. So we're gonna just go out there. I have a base set of notes for what I'm taking, but we'll see how it goes. I have no idea what it'll take at the top. I think it's going to take a. It'll. I think that it'll take a 30. Anything more than a 28, you're at least in the conversation. But I think in the weekend round, 29, 30 is probably what it's going to take. So let's see what we can get done. Hole number one. Hole number one. I haven't made this one all week, and I will. I know in the past I'm almost positive that we were doing -10. I'm trying to be in this area to the cup. I'm doing the bounce at the bottom and then bring it up. You can start off on the green side. There is a rough bump you can do. But every time I do -10, I'm not pulling it enough. And I'm at minimum club, so I'm going to do +10 at min with a sniper and a kingmaker. And my number 2 bag, my accurate bag, as it were. And I'll be using a rock. A rock. A rock. Here we roll. Now, this drive shot is absolutely a blind drive shot. I've taken it enough times that I feel pretty confident. We're going to find a spot out there. I have no... We're gonna do max curl, and we're going to bring it right down the chute with any luck, if I can find an opponent. Maybe. I need to bring up some elevator music in YouTube and play it on my phone so we can have some entertainment for the replays. My opponent goes first. Let's check him out. 63 million one. Looks like a second account. Now, with some of the bigger balls that are out, I've been playing this hole since this hole came out. This hole came out in the Christmas of 2017. It was the in the Christmas tournament. They put this particular course in Tour 9 at the time. It wasn't in Tour 9, and they put it in Tour 9, and I just got to Tour 9, and this course right here kicked my ass. So if you got low-level, mid-level clubs, this is a tough-ass course. And really, just trying to get to where my opponent's at, you've got a sniper going in. You can get a little bit more distance by trying to bring it up through the middle, but this is a dangerous hole in the fact that it gets a slide. I want to be like 4 rings off of that peninsula out there, so I'm looking at that little peninsula. I'm going to do 10%, so that would be 4-2. Right along the red line. Max curl, just a titch overpower. I hit it. Whoa, I'm screwed. I hit it 2 rings great on the inside, and this bounce will be fine, but I think down here at the end it'll clip. I'm still in a good spot, but I'm not going to be quite at minimum club. Might be a little towards mid. Where my opponent's at, if you're trying to hit straight down into that lane right there, there's a slide. This is the first hole that we actually got that mechanic in the game, and where the ball will hit on the downhill and into one of those moguls, and it'll, instead of bouncing up, it'll just slide across the course. We've all seen it happen. And so it can be really dangerous. You're just trying to get to the middle, and you end up in the sand on the other side because it picks up so much speed. All right, I'm going to do +10% because the minus is not been working. What we need to do is hit perfect here. Because it doesn't matter what I do, if I don't hit it perfect, it ain't going in the hole. we go. Getting out on the course. We'll do the wind first. 3, 6 equals, where am I at my club? There's min. There's max. There's mid. So I'm eking towards mid. I'm going to do 1.2 divided by 1.2. It's 3 rings. .3 rings. There's the 3. There's the 3. Oh, fuck, I'm 2 rings off. That's another 2 ring great. That's 2 in a row. That's 2 in a row hitting 2 rings great to the left. What's my timing like today, huh? It's going to be rough. The good news is I didn't blow past it so far. This hole hits, the ball guide is lying. It will roll out a little. But with that headwind, I put just a titch more. I got a little closer to the cup. The ball guide was like right at the cup. And you do take the risk of rolling long here, and you can end up in the rough on the other side, which would be really bad. Hitting it perfect? Wow, I can hit it perfect. All right. Now on hole number 2, we're going to see which way the wind's blowing, because I will tell you that, let's go look at hole number 2. Let's go look at it. First of all, let's see which way the wind's blowing. Here we got a headwind. So here's the deal. On hole number 2, the other day, Dunner and I were playing this hole, and we were trying to work out the adjustment to the cup, and I did a rough bump from right here. And I think I did 1 to 1, and I might have did a plus 10%. And then I pushed it up a half a ring. So we had a tailwind and pulling into the sand, and then when I got done, I pushed it up half a ring. Then when we had headwind in the opening round, and we had wind that was blowing from like this side as well. And here I took the wind out, and I think I still should have pushed it forward, because I ended up, well, I missed one of the shots and I missed the fairway, and then the other one I hit it perfect, and I still missed the rough. It pushed the ball off. I think I ended up in the sand on the second one. But wind direction, like how you're pushing it forward, I think you're always going to push it in a forward direction, in this direction, towards the pin. But I'm not exactly sure, and I'm not dicking around with that, because that is the end of the round, because there's drink back here in your OB. So I'm just going to bring a sniper out and just start on the fairway here and just run it up. I'll have to use more backspin, but I'm going to take the rough bump out of play, because I think the rough bump, if I played all week and really practiced that, I think that's probably the way to go, but it's tricky. It's tricky, or it can be. All right, let's see if I can get. Now, since I'm playing down at the bottom, I might need more spin than the Nirvana. And I'm gonna start off with a navigator. I'm gonna start off with a navigator, and if I need to, I'm gonna switch to a quasar. I really don't like to switch out on the course, because I don't like to involve that freaking ball that somebody got a gold star for. Yay, you got a gold star. You did ball sorting. That sucks. Here we go. I go first. 4-2. Hit a one ring great to the left. Get my directions right here. And even from down there, you should probably still push it forward a half a ring. The great to the left didn't help. So see if my opponent can get it right. I had luck the very first time I played this hole this week, but it gave me all the luck at the beginning, and it has been kicking my butt ever since. So the thing about playing these tournaments, especially if you're new to the game and you're playing tournaments and you're really trying to be competitive, is like pick your ponies. Like you may have a hole like this that you're having problems on, or that's kicking your ass, and instead of going for it and continuing, you know, that old saying that we've all heard before, if you keep doing the same thing over and over expecting a different result, that's the definition of insanity. And so if a hole's kicking your ass, either figure out how to play it in a different way, or bring out a backspin club, or bring out a club and just get on the green and get your shot, get your minimum score, and move on to the next hole. Work on a hole, spend your focus and work on a hole that you have a really good chance to pick up, and don't, under any circumstances, drop a shot on the hole that's kicking your ass. Here we go, hole number 3. Now, hole number 3. That is not hole number 3. Let's see which way the wind's blowing. All right. Let's see if I have a 5 power ball. You gotta have I might, with that wind, be able to get it done with a 4-4-4. Maybe. And I'm definitely gonna need my number 5 bag. Now we'll see how high the wind's going. I only have one berserker, so I can only play this side. There's no guarantee we're going to have tailwind on the back, but there's several different ways that you can play this hole, and I'm going to try and play for this spot over here. You've got a straight T rough bump, and you're going up the hill. So the slope, if you're coming at it from this angle, there's a little bit of a slope to it, but I'm trying to come right up at it. If you want to do the rough bump from the other side, you need to be, the closer you are to the sand, the easier it is, and then you got a nice little rough bump you can do here. Or if you want to go straight at it and avoid the rough entirely, go way out by the trees, and then you got a nice shot coming at it. But both of these shots involve the slope, whereas this shot from over here is a straight up shot. But it is really only possible to get over there if you've got a 5 power. If you got a 5 power topspin boost ball, you might be able to make it over there with a side wind, and maybe a small headwind, just depending on the wind. But typically, it takes a tailwind. Yes, I know spectators are hanging out over on that side because nobody plays over on that side. What was happening was, I play this in one-on-one with just a marlin and have success on it all the time, and I come out here in tournament play and I switch it up and I bring better stuff, and I don't have, it actually was kicking my ass. And so I got pissed off one day, and I decided I was going to see if there was any other possible way to play this hole. And we just happened to have a tailwind that day. I tried a max overpower hook shot on this hole, but it didn't pan out. I'm going to have to And that was maybe too far great. To the right, it'll get caught in the rough, maybe. Okay, I got a little lucky. Excellent. Right where I want to be. And we'll see if my opponent's going for the rough bump. They are. They were a little nonchalant about setting that up. I can tell you it's very easy to end. Okay, they're going to put curl on it. They're going for the shadow. And if you look at that, if you go back and rewind the video and look at that little landing pad that's right there, there's about, when you set your ball guide up there, there's about 2 rings that are on the slope. Okay, 20%, 3.4 times 1.2. There's max. There's min. I'm eking towards max. I'm at about maybe 70%. Getting it perfect. Woo! That's what I'm talking about right there, buddy. Albatross. I haven't got an Alby on that hole in a tournament. I don't know that I've ever got. I think I have, but I can't remember. This hole has been in a ton of tournaments. And that was with a 20% adjustment at 1-to-1. And it was 4.08, and I wasn't quite at max. I think at mid it's 1.1 per ring. And so instead of hitting the 1, I took the 0.08 off, so it wasn't much, but it was in the hole. I will take it. If you can't be good, be lucky. I think that was a combination of being good and lucky. Winner, winner, chicken dinner. All right, hole number 4. What is hole? Oh, hole number 4. I just want to look at it. I know which hole it is now. Now, one of my teammates said he had made this all week and was short on it. And with that kind of wind, it could be possible to be short. I'm going to take a grizzly and a katana. I'm going to get my trusty dusty calculator here. 1.5. Grizzly and a cat. Should buy some katanas. So I think there are several holes in this tournament we're using a katana. Get that chest rolling. Off we roll. Okay, here we go. I think I was not quite using the full 3. And right-hand side spin, but I was pretty close. The thing on this hole is trying to get it set up so that you're actually going to the hole. If you're looking at it straight on, you can be off the cup and not realize it. So you got to turn it sideways so that you can see your ball guide, so that you can adjust it, but you can still see the end of your tail, so you can make sure you're on the right trajectory. Jick goes first. And it seems like it's going to go a billion miles an hour. Because they didn't put, I don't think they put any spin on it. Isn't it perfect? I guess that was Not bad. Let's see if we can get closer. Let's see if we can get cup closer. Hey. Okay, 3.5, 5.25 rings. There's 3, 4, 5 1/4. Hit a one ring great to the right. If you're going to hit it on that shot, one ring great one way or the other, and it still go in, right is the way, because it just goes farther up the hill. If it goes to the left, it'll break to the left, and you'll miss. But you do still have a shot on a great to the right, and I needed to put on just a little teeny bit less side spin, so that there's a funnel right there. And I was on the outside edge of that funnel, and I wanted to be like right in the middle of it. Let me make a note. 2.5. 2.5 right side spin. Perfect. That's I've made that shot. I'm 50-50 on it now. I made it both times in the opening round. Unfortunately, did not get it. All right, next hole number 5. What is? I don't try and remember these holes. See which way the wind's blowing. I'm gonna tail end. I'm gonna bring a Titan, the king of balls. That's right. You heard it here. With any luck, that's all we'll need. Is just a driver and a Titan. Now the wind here is there's a little teeny area out there. If you hit back just a little, the ball has a little more loft. If you hit forward, it hits in the bottom of that hole, and it hits on the downward slide of the hill. And so the next bounce goes flat, and you end up in the sand. And the wind adjustment here is really tricky, because you can have everything right and do the wind wrong, and now you're in the wrong spot. Three, 7. I'm gonna do 4. I'm gonna do 4 2, so I'm gonna just do 2 rings. I'm gonna rub the nubs. Hitting it perfect. We'll see if we have enough to get me over that sand. Nope, it's in the sand. It takes the bounce that you get right there on that hill. You can have everything right, and you can make every right adjustment, and still, if the wind moves it just a little bit, or if it gets in that spot, it'll run flat. I still got a great shot from here. The deal is, from here, all you gotta do is hit it perfect, and it goes in. I've had to take this shot many, many, many times. I've been in the sand and the rough here. If you've played this game for any length of time, you will you'll know exactly what I'm talking about. And that's the other epic fail, is you go too far on it. But you still got a great shot from there. And the wind's going with me, so Oh, jeez. I'm going to hit the rough. I'm going to hit the rough. I was so far off. I was trying to switch my direction. I was trying to switch it up so that I hit from the right to the left instead of the left to the right. And way caught that bad. That's horrid. Now I get to try it again with my rough iron. Hopefully my opponent will make it. Let's hit a perfect here, bro. Nope, that ain't going in either. Not unless they set it up wrong. All right, let's just hit this perfect and get in the hole. Be done with it. Let's have a recovery shot on a par 4 that's hole-in-oneable. Hitting it perfect. In the hole. Phew. Recovered. What kind of shit is that? Let's get that stuff out of our system. The 2 holes that I've had a lot of success on this week, hole number 4 and hole number 5, just kicked my ass. So that's what you get for getting an Albie on hole number 3. No good deed goes unpunished. All right, hole number 6. Hole number 6. Next opportunity for an Albie here. Whew, this hole is rough. Which way's the wind blowing? I've actually been hitting it too far into the hole. I'm going to bring out a 444. And I want to make sure, I think I have a bag set up for it right there. No, I tried one backspin last time and it was too short. So I'm going to put on list a titch at topspin, like maybe a quarter or a half a bar. Salty dogs. Playing the salty dogs again. I'm doing 20% on the drive. And 15% to the cup. I mean, if you're going for the deal, why aren't you going for the deal? Why aren't you using max? Unless they thought the wind was going to carry them too far. And if you're going to hit out into the rough area like that, I'm sure you can probably get it done with a katana, but it almost seems like you'd want to respect it and bring out a bigger ball. Just in case you didn't get quite as far as you needed. Okay, 20%. That'd be about 3.2, 3.3. It's 1.5 per ring. So there's 3 and a fifth. Hitting it perfect. See if we got that spin right, if we can hit the fairway. Stop! Just a little too much spin. I still got a great shot from here. I actually might still have a dunk from here, but I think I'm going to be a little short. What I'm trying not to do is end up at the top. You'd think that it would roll down, that it is pretty damn steep. And you think that it would roll down, but it can get caught. It gets caught up at the top pretty easy. should be 1.5 rings. If I add on 10%, 3 divided by 2, 1.72 rings. 172. Oh, way early. All right. I've only had the shot that I really want to take into that cup once this week, and I was off just a little bit. I underpulled it just a little. I tried a 10% on it. I was going to try a 15. I'm trying to dunk with my Guardian, and I've been in the right spot, but I was too far away. I couldn't actually get to the dunk, and then I was too close, where I was too close to the trees, and I was hitting the tree on the way up, so I had to adjust the shot just to get up there, and it took me out of the spot where I could try for the dunk. There's only 2 holes I can think of that are 2 par 5s that, like, the shot that I'm trying to take to the cup is actually a dunk. If you get to the right spot and everything works out perfect. But it's hard to get to that spot. All right. Hole number 7. And I'm trying to go straight at it. What was I doing? Pull out my trusty dusty calculator here. I was doing the I'm gonna go straight at it. Which way's the wind blowing? Maybe I'll go straight at it. I'm gonna go straight at it. You can bounce over the sand, and you have a pretty good run at the hole-in-one, but it's I set it up wrong the other day. I was too far to the right, so I was back so far I needed to put on a little bit of topspin. And what you want to do is ride along the side of the sand on the left-hand side until you can get to the point where you can add just a little teeny bit of backspin so that you can stick it at the cup. Because if you roll past the cup, it's very easy to roll off this greener, and the shots from down below can be max overpower putts even though you're right there at it. 2.842. Let's switch to a different bag. Hey. If I can get the freaking ball guide to do what I want it to do. .2 rings. Hit it 1 ring great to the right. I was running out of time. I couldn't get the ball guide to do what I wanted it to do. All right. My chances on that hole, my chances would be increased if I would take the shot from over here. And what I was trying to do was I was so far back on it that my second bounce was actually in here and then coming towards the cup. But you can ride along, not as close as my opponent is, but you can, if you're back towards where the end of the white ring is, you're bouncing over the sand, you got a little bit of backspin on it. You got 2 or 3 rings of separation, 2 rings of separation on your second bounce. Close. You have a much better chance of getting hole-in-one from over on the other side. Much better. But this is also a hole that can eat your lunch, so if you're playing from the Pro Tees Expert Masters, especially in Masters you're taking a driver here, and it can be a very tough hole. Very tough. Not to say that you can't make it, but it can be very tough. Hole number 8. All right. Last par 4. Let's see which way the wind's blowing. The deal is, in this account, the wind's blowing perfect for it too, but in this account I don't have... what do I have for balls? Do I have any 0 wind balls? I have one 0 wind 5 power ball. That's it. All right, it's not going to do me any good sitting in my bag. I want to bring our number 1 bag for sure. Now, I saw somebody come through here the other day, and what they did was, I've been shooting, if we're in the, let's look at the tee box here, if I can grab a hold of the screen. So from the tee box, drawing a line straight to the pin, I've been trying to go right on the left-hand side of this tree, and that clears this little branch on this tree. You can't use any curl. You need to hit it, but if you do hit a grate to the left, unless you hit a 2-ring grate to the left, you shouldn't clip this little invisible leaf that's hanging off this tree down here. But I saw my opponent the other day going this way, going towards the sand, and out here there is a bigger lane, and they were able to put a little bit of curl on it. They couldn't do max curl, but they did have a little bit of curl on it, and when it came out the other side, it came out in between. They didn't have enough. The wind was blowing the wrong way, and they were trying to force it. But the deal is that on this side over here, the way this rough rolls, so if you're on this side and you draw a line from the closest part, you got to get through more rough on this side to clear it than you do over here. So I'm going to at least explore this and see what that lane looks like when I'm out there. I haven't taken that shot, but I'm willing to at least explore it. And I can't practice because I only have 1 ball. But this would definitely be a hole that would be nice to make at least once in the round. It's not a give me by any stretch, but today the wind is, at least in this side, the wind is blowing right. So if we could pick it up once, that's big. And we need to pick up at least 2 per side. And I've only picked up 1. So this is the 1 right here. My opponent's going to do it with a Titan. Let's see if they can get it done with the Titan. If they can, I might switch to a 444 because I have some of those. But it seems like that's going to get caught. They still got an awesome shot from there, though. Five, 3. That is way to the right. That is sand right there. Oh, I made it over the sand. Look at that. Excellent. That will work. That dog will hunt. Let's see if my opponent can get in from here. They got a... Man. They're pretty close. There's no way. Not on a 2-ring. It looked like they were gonna, like 1 ring great to the right might have went in, but not a solid 2. Not gonna happen. See if it hits the flagpole, if wind was a factor. Wind was a factor. I was hedging my bets because I wasn't sure if wind was going to be a factor. I was at that point where it's a 50-50. You're not quite sure if it's going to play a factor or not. Some of those you can hit. If I would have aimed right at the flagpole, that came in on the other side of on the right-hand side of the flagpole. If I'd have aimed right at the flagpole in that situation, flagpoles here, I aimed towards, I split the difference between the flagpole and the edge of the cup, and I was actually 3/4 of the way over. There was still a little bit of daylight on that side. So if the wind wasn't a factor, a perfect would drop in the hole, and then a great to the right would be clear, and a great to the left would miss. But if wind was a factor and it pushes it over, then it would push it over to the other side of the flagpole, which is exactly what it did. And a great to the left would have made it, and a perfect, and a great to the right would have been outside. So I was hedging my bet there. All right. Excellent. We had to pick up 2. That was the 1. Now we need to pick up 3. Now let's pick up this Alvy, and let's really get this round going. If we can go into the back setup, we can just play a nice clean back. All right. Now I've been, in this account, I've been playing the max overpower hook. What I've been doing, this hole right here, okay, so down here at the green, the new pin placement, you can still get to the new pin placement coming through here, but it's not as good as it is with the old pin placement. The new pin placement's more towards the front. And I think you still have a shot at it, but it's not as good. But you have a better shot on the new pin placement if you're up here in the front. So my 77 account, I was playing up here to the front because I want to get this shot down, because you got to make it through a ton of rough here to get up to that spot and clear these trees. And so I ended up in the rough right here, and I ended up right here where I was behind the trees, but able to make it, and I ended up in the rough out here several times. But wasn't able to get into the super good spot. But in this account, I don't have the ball selection, so I've been doing the max overpower hook, and I've been clipping right here and rolling out, and it's making me a little long with my sniper. So I was putting on like half a backspin, 1 backspin. I think I need to put on a little bit of top spin, or I can stick with the backspin and set my shot up so that I'm a little bit on the right-hand side of that tree. Let's see which way the wind's blowing. Let's see which way the wind is blowing. Now this hole here can kick your ass, so we're going in with the best of intentions, but the truth is that this hole can kick your ass. You can bring a rock, and you can bring a quasar, but for the second shot, I'd really like a bigger ball, just so that if I am a little short, but it changes the setup on the drive, and I don't really want to, what we could do here is we could go out and practice it once, I suppose. Let's see what happens. I think if I use a katana, I'm going to have to put on more backspin. Let's practice it once. We'll practice this one time, since I'm switching up balls, and it'll change the shot. I think with a bigger ball, I'll have to start off a little bit more on the left. But I'm going to start off aiming right at it. And put on one backspin. And just see what it does if I take exactly the same shot that I was taking with the other one. What am I doing to the cup? I have no notes for the cup. No notes. They were nonchalant. I guess there's a setup shot. That was perfect. Whatever they did was perfect. Yep. Yeah, they're right in the lane. You can clip one of those trees there. You can get where you have it looks like you've got a beautiful shot, but the deal is that it doesn't turn out so beautiful. Right at it. 2-3. I'm going to do 2-6. Here's 2-6. We'll see where that goes. I should have a great shot from there. That's kind of the angle, the spot I've been in with the one power ball and was a little short, so hopefully this will pick it up. Definitely don't want to put too much curl on it because those trees right there are, see those little branches as when he went up, they don't register. Ooh, they don't register on your ball guide, but like a little off one way or the other, and there's little leaves down there, and it can be brutal. It did give me the distance I'm looking for. Excellent. 4.2, 4.62 rings. Hitting it perfect. In the hole. Man, I wish that would have been the one. Albie! All right. And that was with a 10% to the cup. 1-1. All right, let's see if we can get that same result and go play it. All right, here we go. Making some notes here to cup. All right, all right. Made a last minute ball change. I usually try and firm my notes up. So first day of the tournament, or if you're out there, if you get the opportunity to go into a tour and practice it, it's all about establishing what clubs and what ball you're going to bring. So, like, where am I getting? And from that spot, what am I going to need? Sometimes you're bringing out, like in this case, you're bringing out a bigger ball because of the second shot, not for the first shot. You don't need the bigger ball for the first shot, but the second shot, it really helps. Or you're bringing out a low wind ball for the second shot because that's the money shot. My opponent's doing what I was trying to do, and actually the max overpower hook and just trying to run it all the way down there is probably a better deal than going to the right trying to hit it through all of that rough. .410, 4.4, excuse me. I don't know that I got all of that. All right, that should be pretty close to the same spot. See if my opponent can get. Now, I was in that same spot they were in, and I was able to hit underneath those trees like that, and still had a pretty decent shot at it. The way the wind's blowing there, maybe right off the cup. It's too bad they didn't pan back so we could look at it, because at that distance it's probably less than half a ring. I would have liked to have seen where that was set up, because from that distance I would have been like, maybe if you think of half the flag or half the cup from the flagpole to the edge, I would have moved it off the cup maybe that far. .5 times 1.1, 495. Oh, and I hit it great this time. Oh! Of course I hit it great. I hit it great when we're out on the course and hit it perfect when we're in the freaking practice. Arrgh. Perfect spot, though. Yeah, so normally at this point in the thing, you'd already figured out that you needed to update your ball or change your ball, because you were in the right spot, but you didn't have enough power to get you to make the shot that you were trying to get to. So you'd have changed your ball earlier on. By the time you got out of the qualifying rounds, that's why you have at least one practice account. If you're brand new playing this game, start another account if you haven't already, immediately, and try and keep them close to each other so you have an account you can practice in that's got the same clubs that your main account has. Yeah, I mean, it'll slow you down because you're not playing your main account all the time, but it is good to have a second account. All right, that was the front. I'm glad 14's not bad, but there's some shots that are out there. There's some holes that are out there that I've had some luck on this week, success, and did not have any success today. And on the 2 holes I made are holes that I really haven't had a lot of success on this week, but was able to get them in. So hopefully the back, I can pick up one of the shots that I haven't had some success on, and pick up the ones that hole number 4 and 5. I've had a lot of success on them this week. I've had the 4-hole eagle run, 3, 4, 5, 6, getting eagles in that, and so I like the 3 on 3. But I'd like to get those 2 eagles on 4 and 5. Those are my type of holes to get eagles on, and I really need to focus when I'm playing on those holes, because it's you got to get your. My game is always predicated on par 4s. If you can get par 4s are how you win this game. Par 4s are how you put yourself into a spot to win. And then if you can pick up 1 hole-in-one or 1 albie or any other shot, you are in the zone. I mean, you're there. somebody still may beat you, but you're in the running. And so those mid holes are definitely going to be important on the back. And just picking up one other shot. I feel pretty good on the par fives other than hole number 5, or excuse me, hole number 6. Hole number 6, if I could get myself in the right spot so I could do the dunk, it's still a low percentage, but man, it would be awesome. There you have it. Thanks for watching. Everybody have a great, hopefully everybody's having a great tournament, and have a great week, and I will see you on the next one. I'm going to take a short break and then I'll fire up the back. Thanks for watching.